Look at that. The fireworks are flying in anticipation for the 4th of July coming in 2 days. Hello and welcome everyone to a live post here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. We are looking at the site of some fun holiday-themed enrichment for the one and only white tiger, Thor Jr. Hello, everyone. Look at Thor running right past our flying rocket enrichment. Of course, the 4th of July means many things to many people. And what would the 4th of July be without a fireworks show? And I'm happy to credit the media team for what I'm going to zoom in on now is kind of a frozen block mold. Those are some reeds. Those are actually just some plant reeds that we've frozen into our mold. Of course, Thor goes right to the pool in his big ball. He knows what he likes. But as always with our enrichment here, even if we aren't sure if the cats are going to like it, heck, we're going to try it. But no, I wanted to give some major kudos to some of the engineering of that enrichment. I'll take a closer look once we get this post rolling. But Thor is starting things off with a bang. He's checking out, making quick work of our enrichment and incorporating it into his ball fun. And plop goes one half of Thor's firework enrichment. There he is playing with one of those bottle rockets. It is a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday here at the Wildcat Sanctuary Tour, everyone. I am howling a little bit because some of our caretakers are working hard behind us doing some mowing. It has been raining cats and dogs this summer here in northern Minnesota, and mowing has certainly been one of the common denominators among all of our sanctuary staff, whether they're up taking care of some of the smaller median cats or down here at the big cats. Mowing has been a big part of their day. And I also like how it goes to show that, kind of the sanctuary doesn't stop when there's a live post. We're able to kind of inject and slide into the caretaker's busy day. So I appreciate everyone's patience if they hear those mowers in the background. But as always, I think you all know me by now that I can hoot and holler loud enough for you to hear me. Hello, everyone. Kristen Hurt saying hi. Judson, hey, Kristen. While Thor's licking his ball over there, I do want to take a second just to show off what's left of one piece of our enrichment. But as you can see, that is just a frozen bucket or frozen water that we put into a bucket and then molded some reeds in there. Those are just some plant reeds. And then we stuck some approved enrichment, or rather we crafted some rockets out of some improved enrichment and stuck those onto our reeds. I know Victoria and Kao Yang were able to capture some glimpses of our fully fledged enrichment before Thor had his way with it. But at the end of the day, it is fun for us humans, but happy Thor had some fun with it, and hey, if he wants to destroy it as fast as he wants to, then so be it, Thor. Stuart Rimmer saying evening all. Hey, Stuart. See Rayanne Rollins here. Betty Winter checking in from California. Hey, Betty. Marilyn Grant saying hi, Judson and Thor Jr. And Maria Vaughn, too. A lot of comments coming across the board as well. And Betty Winter with an adorable Thor comment as well. Cool enrichment, light it up, Thor Jr. Well, we just had to try to incorporate some cooling enrichment, Daria, with the 4th of July holiday coming up. So exactly, and a little wordplay too of him lighting it up, launching off Mr. Thor. I think Thor's always been one of our more energetic and explosive cats, very much like a firework himself. Betty Winter saying he's so fun. Ellen Simmons, such an agile ball handler. He is. Thor, I think just like I was saying, he's always been a little bit of a firework, a firecracker, energetic. And that plays into just how playful he is, Ellen. He really very much is a playful tiger. We know him and his big red ball. Well, it doesn't matter what color it is. As long as it's round and it floats in a pool, he's as happy as a clam. Get my camera right here. Truthfully, I'm sweating. It's hotter than a $5 pistol out here. And it's going to be into the mid 80s today. I mentioned how much rain we've been getting, so you can imagine the humidity too here in Minnesota. So I am kind of sitting here in the sun and I am sweating, and feeling even more thankful for cats like Thor, who have plenty of ways to keep cool on days like today. Maria Vaughn pointing out that you're happy that the cats don't hear the 4th of July fireworks. That's certainly a valid point, and as always, just kind of plays into what we do and why we do it here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Is that, well, we're out here in the middle of nowhere here in northern Minnesota for all intents and purposes. Our neighbors are trees, lakes, meadows, farm fields. It's very much remote. So to that point, Maria, you're right. A lot of our cats aren't going to be disrupted by things like fireworks on the 4th of July. But even, with even more intention, they're not going to be disrupted if we were just in a normal kind of metropolitan environment with the louder kind of planes, trains, and automobiles, so to speak. So definitely happy that the cats don't have to deal with the fireworks on the 4th of July. There might be the occasional pop and bang in the distance, but even more happy that the cats don't have to deal with just the plane, trains, and automobiles of a 365-day year in a metropolitan area, as opposed to out here and a little bit more of a serene and calm setting for our rescues. So certainly intentional. Hey, Krista Christensen, glad to have you. Happy 4th of July. Celebrating a little early with Mr. Thor Jr. today. We are out of the office on Friday. That is the office staff. Of course, as always, we like highlighting our caretaking team, our animal care interns on holidays where, well, it is not always, it's not always a holiday for them, I should say, is that we are staffed here at the sanctuary 24/7. So certainly give a thought to our caretaking team while they're caring for the cats that we all love on this 4th of July holiday. But certainly, as always, I'm interested to hear in people's plans. I think the cats will be doing a lot of what we're seeing on today's live post, enjoying cool enrichment. Of course, being doted on by their caretaking staff. Hope you guys will be tuning into some posts over the weekend too. Cao Yang and Victoria are going to be sharing some of their enrichment photos, and we're hoping to get a few more kind of 4th of July enrichment items out to some smaller cats, Mr. Thor. Let's see here. Anybody have any fun plans for the 4th of July? Gunner Law. Hi, Lori. Saying Thor Jr. with the star face. Just going through a few more comments and questions. Love everybody's input when we're on these live posts, is just being able to share in a sense of community and have that conversation, answer your questions, hear your observations. Bree MacArthur saying happy hump day. Happy hump day to you too, Bree. Maria Vaughn, you're looking at your 4th of July weekend and it looks like you're going to have thunder and lightning. That's no fun. There is a small chance we could have some inclement weather tomorrow night. Andrea Cooper checking in from Heathmere, Western Victoria, Australia. That's so cool, or Andrea rather. Glad to have you with us. I don't know Victoria, Australia, but I know Victoria the intern. My little joke there, Victoria. Thank you for being patient with me, as always. And welcome, everyone. If you're just tuning in to this live post, admittedly, Thor Jr. is... he's made quick work of some fun 4th of July enrichment that was made for him. And, well, it not only was fun, but certainly effective. That 4th of July enrichment was employing some big ice blocks. In addition to those big ice blocks attached to the enrichment, there was some other ice blocks dropped into his pool. He's got that big in-ground pool, plenty of shade spots, and he is not only enjoying himself, but keeping cool on a hot day like today that I mentioned a little earlier on today's live post. Cao Yang, I think he sees our final rocket up on top of the platform. Quite the grab from Thor Jr. Oh, wow. How cool. Nice job. Kaohsiung in Victoria, it was just like they would say, if there was a rocket landing, it was a mission success. Look at that, 500 stars and this cute little sticker from Maria Elise. Thank you, Maria. Oh, wow. And a big splash, too, from Thor Jr. And again, I just love when the cats don't make me seem like a fool when I'm talking about how energetic and zesty and just full of life a cat like Thor Jr. is. You see him go careening into his pool. How fun was that? Faith Warner tuning in. Hi, Faith. Glad to have you with us. Stuart Wimmer's here. Hey, Stuart. Glad to have you with us on this Wednesday. I can give a shout out to our caretaking team because I think it gives to a little bit of a sense of scale and perspective is that, we'll probably do this live post for the next 20 minutes or so. And that mowing was happening before we got down here to set up the enrichment. That mowing will be happening during this live post. And well, it'll probably be happening after the live post. Mow. Some of the free roaming spaces that our rescues have are certainly large, and it certainly takes a lot to kind of get our arms around it when it comes to trimming down some of that foliage and grass. Krista Christensen saying, Happy 4th of July, Wildcat Sanctuary. Thank you, Krista. And Thor's certainly feeling, kind of in the festive holiday spirit. He made some quick work of his enrichment. That's him playing with one of the reeds, these plant reeds that we had frozen into an ice block. And then onto that ice block, we had made some just some little bottle rockets out of some paper towel tubes, some crepe paper, and then making some cones from those paper towel tubes. So, oh wow, Mr. Thor Jr. So he had fun taking out those individual bottle rockets. He had fun knocking in that big block into the pool, and he's been having fun kind of yanking on some of those reeds as well. And then the classic fun, just leaping and bounding and splashing as Thor Jr. does in his pool. It's a great live post to have everyone along for the ride on. Let's see. I see that there is a scammer in the comments, and I typically have the ability to ban. And so, goodbye, you bad actor, and I appreciate everyone's patience. It's one of the unfortunate things about operating in the wild, wild west of the internet is that those scammers and fraudulent people making accounts and coming into comment sections. So out they go. I should have got that one person. And if anybody sees another, I hope to see them too as I scan through the comments and ban them accordingly. Look at that. We're doing it together. Moderating our post live, Thor. This is a fun ball that Thor has too. It is not just, it might just look like a ball to the naked eye, but it's actually a kind of a weighted ball. 50% of that ball is hollow. The other 50% of it is filled with some type of material or is maybe just filled solid with plastic. And it kind of acts irregular. I think maybe you've seen a kind of pill-shaped toy that's weighted on one side, hollow on the other, and you've seen it in the pool. It kind of bounces and wobbles, and I think it's that irregular action that really causes the cats to go a little crazy in a good way. I appreciate your patience. I'm kind of swatting away a few bugs and wiping the sweat from my brow. It is hot out here, folks. I need to have Victoria apply some suntan lotion to the backs of my legs while I'm standing here. I could fry an egg on my calves.
You are
Oh, let's get some more hellos in here. I'm still interested in hearing if anybody's celebrating the 4th of July, what their plans are going to be. Maybe it's just going to be the regular old, maybe a picnic, getting together with family, and then fireworks in the evening. I know here in Minnesota, a lot of people look to the lake on days like 4th of July, spending a lot of time on the water. I think I saw Stinky Face Victoria, him catching a scent of some of that catnip that we embedded into our ice blocks. But let's see what we have here. Hinata saying, love those Thor stripes. They're brown instead of black. So unique. That's right. They are brown, Hinata. And leave it to me. I'm no good at parties sometime. Leave it to me to always kind of, take it to the next level and educate on that comment you're making, is that you're right. Thor's stripes are not brown. And if you were to get a true look at his coat color, if we were to kind of compare him, maybe a photo of Thor Jr. in the winter against white snow, you're going to see is actually not that white either. And that a lot of the times when these white tigers are being bred and they're being selected out by entertainers, magicians and so on, who have these types of white tigers on stage, they want a white tiger. They want the white coat contrasting against black stripes. And so there's a lot of evidence when these white tigers were being bred for those types of entertainment opportunities and being up on stage, is that those entertainers were selecting those cats that had those black stripes and white coat. And then what do you think happened with cats like Thor Jr., who had maybe more of a cream colored coat and brown stripes? They would be discarded or worse. So as always, it's so fun kind of hanging out with Thor Jr., getting excited about the 4th of July and still remembering kind of the truth behind white tigers, what they are, that they're a product of inbreeding, as well as understanding some of the tragic things that they faced and how these white tigers are not rare. They're very much far from rare. If you were to go and look at so many of our other accredited sister sanctuaries and see all the white tigers in the that are here in the rescue network, all the white tigers that have come through the Wildcat Sanctuary, it's all just malarkey from them. We're zooming, folks. Oh, what a blast. I am just so happy to see Thor having, well, a blast. I keep on repeating myself, Mr. Thor. Such a beautiful boy. You're right about that, Cherry Dickinson. See if I can get a little better look at Mr. Thor Jr. in his pool here. Make sure I'm not missing any comments or anything. And you're exactly right. It's sad how they select for the white coats, Hinata, and that Thor is perfect as he is, and you're so glad he was rescued. As are we, Hinata, and he certainly is. Yeah, and poor white tigers, Barbara. I know it is hard, and it's always easy just to share that white tiger article, the truth behind white tigers. I think we have 2 different little blog posts on our website that help kind of break down. Whoa, big splash. The harsh truth behind these cats. And though it may not always be pleasant, I think that we know here at the Wildcat Sanctuary it's necessary information to know to help make a difference for cats like Thor. Totally drowning that ball, Ellen. He is. I think right now he's currently really looking at that floating ice cube with some of the reeds sticking out of it. Kathy at the Rock saying he loves his pool and toys and food and caregivers. Thor is definitely a go with the flow cat. And certainly in their own way, I think all of our rescues have their own way of loving and appreciating their life, their rescued life here at Wildcat Sanctuary. And though, maybe a cat like, Snow or Storm, 2 rescued wild-born cougars, I know they love their rescued life, but they might not wear it on their sleeve as much as a cat like Thor. But boy, oh boy, yes, Thor, I think he says it loud and proud how happy he is to be under your care, love, and support here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Zoom! It's just so hard to keep up with you, Thor. There's no way I could track you. Hold on, I think there was an early birthday shout out for someone here. I think it was for Lori, Marcy Sanborn, giving a birthday shout out to Lori Heath, I suspect. Happy birthday, Lori. That is so wonderful. And really kind of a fun time of year for a birthday too. I'm a summer birthday as well, and there's just something in the air. There's a certain spark to life in the summer, and I think it makes birthdays just that much better. Well, we're going to hang out for Thor Jr. for a little bit longer. And by God, I was hoping to hear some 4th of July plans in the comments. I don't think I've heard anybody mentioning what they're doing this weekend. What am I going to be doing? I will be traveling to even further north in Minnesota. Well, I'm going to be enjoying some time on the water. I'm going to be out on the lake, like I said, as many of us Minnesotans do. So that's where you can find me. And hopefully a little fireworks in the evening, hopefully some good food, maybe some swimming, just all types of relaxing. It's going to be a good weekend. And like I said, a 3-day weekend for the office staff. Might not be the same for our animal caretaking staff and animal care interns. But as always, we applaud that team for making the sacrifices that they do for our cats. And Kathy at the rock, fine, that's right. I will be doing just a little fishing. Tanya Toner, you want Thor Jr.'s energy? Here. I think we all could use that. I could use Thor Jr.'s energy. And it gets to about 3:45 p.m. each day. When I perk right back up and get through that final hour. Oh, Patty Stell. Oh, well, darn those comments. I apologize. You did share that you do have some plans this weekend. And I'm going to remove the blame from my absent-mindedness and put it on Facebook because sometimes it doesn't show all the comments. But I appreciate you participating, Patty. I'll flick through and make sure I'm not missing anything. Barbara Stockley, whoa! Make sure I'm not zoomed in too much. Barbara Stockley, your second grandchild was born. That's exciting. Congratulations. Some more happy birthdays for Lori. Let's see if I can find, Patty, what you're doing here. Oh, and Marcy's birthday, too. Thank you for correcting me, Kathy. Well, both of you, Marcy and Lori. That's so cool. Birds of a feather. And some are birthdays. Mike Ella asking, can he chuff and purr like other tigers? I know this is common, but he's beautifully different. Mike, Thor can chuff like other tigers. Thor cannot purr. And as a matter of fact, other tigers cannot purr either. They don't have kind of the proper internal hardware to purr. The largest cat to be able to purr would be a cougar, but they're not technically considered a big cat. And Thor Jr., as a big cat, is not able to purr. He is able to roar. He's able to chuff. He's able to do some other unique tiger vocalizations. But no purring for this guy or any of our tigers. And you're right, he is beautifully different. And also understanding that, Mike, knowing that he's beautifully different, and some of those differences could cause health concerns later on in his life. Obviously, as we can see, Thor's happy, healthy, and certainly is in good health and good spirits. But as he ages, knowing that with the hybridization of creating a white tiger, that some genetic mutations could evolve later on in his life, that's certainly something. Knowing that, in your words, he's beautifully different, we're going to keep a close eye on. Whoa, keep a close eye on it. I couldn't even keep you in the frame, Thor. Wow. And that was one of the blocks that we had froze our reeds into that has some catnip in it. So I think it's just got a special je ne sais quoi to it. And off he goes back to the pool. Doing my best. I sound like a sports game announcer or something like that. Trying to keep up with Thor moving across the field. But he really might have got out of dodge. I see him going and looking over across the way. Thor is greeting one of our current witness protection cats right now. So I shan't zoom in, but maybe we can come and say hi and bye to Thor if I walk over this direction. But otherwise, I've had a blast today, everyone. Thor Jr. has had a blast today, and I hope you have had a blast. Just mentioning again, that's a shorter week for the team here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. We'll be out on Friday for the 4th of July holiday. But nonetheless, I hope that you'll send your love and support to our caretaking team, as many of them will be here on that holiday, caring for our rescues that you all know, love, and support. I always never want to understate how fortunate we are for our caretaking team to be here on days like the 4th of July, because I don't know about you when you were in your 20s, mid-20s, early 30s, what you wanted to do on the 4th of July weekend, and it might not be hard manual labor in the sun. So we always appreciate what those two do for our rescue, or that team rather does for our rescues. While Thor is having an intimate moment with that cat over there, I don't think there's any getting his attention. I'll peek and maybe, just maybe, we can catch Alyssa and Leo from afar. And if not, you're stuck with me for the goodbye, everyone. But it's not like we didn't get some majorly awesome cat moments with Thor Jr. during that live. And if you tuned in partway through the post, please watch the full post, because it really was fun. Sometimes I can see. Yeah, looks like I'm not going to be lucking out this time. Alyssa's way on the other side of her platform on the stairwell looking across the way at Henry and Haley's yard. So, well, everyone, so be it. Kendra Ditto asking if there's going to be a wrap-up tomorrow. Yes, on our Monday meeting, we did confirm that there would be a Wildcat wrap-up. Kendra, what I can't confirm is that it might be at an earlier time. It still might be at that 1 p.m. window, but it also might be at an earlier time. So I appreciate you asking that, Kendra. That's definitely something I should have been mindful of too. But please expect a Wildcat wrap-up coming tomorrow, Thursday. But I cannot guarantee you what time that would be, the 1 p.m. time, or perhaps it would be an a.m. time. So thanks for your patience on that. Well, let's get some goodbyes here. Thor is sunning himself on top of his platform. Looks like he's got a good vantage point to look at his neighbor from afar. Betty Winter saying, great post. Barbara Stockley saying, well, look out for it on YouTube. Well, great, Barbara. Love that you're finding our live post content there. And that's just for everyone. Watch wildcats.com. We'll take you right to our YouTube channel. Kathy at the Rock saying, have a... excuse me, my mouth is dry. I've been talking so much. Have a safe 4th, everyone, and hug your furry kids so they don't freak out. That is right, everyone. Dogs, cats, I hope they all have a calm and peaceful 4th of July as best as they can with some of the fireworks going off. Ellen, you just noticed this big, beautiful blue sky. You're right. And also, as I pointed out earlier, inside this big, beautiful blue sky is hot. And glad that Thor gets to keep cool in his pool like days like today. I'm happy I get to run into the air conditioning after this. Faith, you're going to be celebrating with Thor Jr. and I on this live. Well, that's great. Lisa Kinnemore saying, you came in live, Thor having a blast. You came in live, you'll have to rewatch Thor having a blast, excuse me. Lisa, you will, because he did, and it was fun. If you need a smile and then some, you will find plenty of those on today's live post. Let's me make sure I'm not missing anybody else. Kendra Ditto for her wrap-up tomorrow. That's correct. Kathy at the Rock, I'm not sure where his red ball is right now. We had a few of them, but kind of as you saw, Thor needs a ball. It doesn't necessarily need to be red. He certainly, made himself famous with that red ball, but I'm not sure exactly where it is. All right, that looks like it's the goodbyes, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to today's live post. It was a blast with Thor Jr. And hey, have a happy 4th of July from us here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Look forward to a Wildcat wrap-up tomorrow on Thursday, but otherwise, we'll see you back here at the Wildcat Sanctuary next week. See you, everyone.